asexualise.com and author of Asexual Perspectives out on Amazon. Welcome to day 7 of Asexual Awareness Week. Today I want to talk to you about differentiation. So I run 3 asexual groups, and something that concerns me deeply is when someone comes into the group and basically believes that their way of being asexual, their asexual orientation, if you like, is the only way to be asexual and the best way of being asexual, and that other people aren't really asexual or valid. Asexuality is the lack of sexual attraction. This means we don't get the need, urge, or want for sex. This, however, does not mean to say that some of us do not engage in sexual behaviour or some sexual activities, for whatever reason. So the spectrum is huge for asexuals. It goes from the aromantic asexuals, which are the ones who don't experience any romantic or sexual attraction, all the way through to the sort of the middle part of the spectrum, which are the romantic asexuals, who experience romantic attraction but not sexual attraction, all the way through to the grey asexuals and demisexuals, the grey asexuals being those who experience sexual attraction under limited or rare or specific circumstances, or not enough to want to act on it, although they may experience in it. And then the demisexuals are in effect, completely not feeling any sexual attraction towards anyone until they form that strong, deep emotional bond with someone, and then they will experience sexual attraction. This could be a couple of years until they experience any sexual attraction. So all types of asexuals are valid wherever you fall on the spectrum. That's just a few that I picked out. There are tons of other ones and subcategories of subcategories. But you must understand that, you just because you're aromantic or, for example, a heteromantic or a biromantic, doesn't mean to say that the other asexuals are wrong in the spectrum. And you have to understand that everyone is completely different. It's okay to honour that individuality. Now, it is even for someone who, like me, who doesn't like watching porn. I absolutely hate porn. I don't get in my head why people do that in terms of personal preference, in terms of my personal feelings. But I help a lot of asexuals, and some asexuals do watch porn. And I can understand logically where they're coming from, as in the sense that some of them do it to get aroused. Because, for example, some of them have a high libido, a high sex drive. I have high arousal levels, as I want to call it. And some asexuals watch porn to relieve that arousal. I don't need to watch porn to relieve that arousal. I don't have to watch porn to get aroused. I can do that perfectly well by myself, but I'm quite different to a lot of asexuals in that perspective. So my Asexual Perspectives book, if you've ever read it, if you haven't, go and get it. Click down one of the links below, because it's an amazing book. It has 46 asexuals that I interviewed around the globe on things like sex, love, relationships, what asexuals really think of BDSM, kinks, porn, masturbation, all that type of thing. And you'll realise that we're such a diverse bunch of people with all different needs. Some asexuals have fetishes. I personally don't have fetishes, fantasies, don't like porn, don't like BDSM. That's not my thing. I'm not into that. In terms of my personal feelings, I don't understand that. In terms of my professional capacity, then I get why people do these things. I can understand them because I'm removed emotionally on a more formal level from the whole situation. And I really understand that every asexual is different, And I do have, personally, some sexual behaviour with the way I like to kiss. It's very passionate, it's very sensual. The way my body moves, sort of some of the noises I make, it is like a sexual being would make. It's like a heterosexual make, but I don't have the sexual attraction. And that's what makes me asexual. I don't have the need, urge, or want for sex at all. I'm actually nudity repulsed, so I like to kiss with my clothes on too, which is quite rare even among asexuals for someone to be that nudity repulsed. Or nudity repulsed at all. A lot of asexuals still don't mind the naked body. Because I'm different and you're different. And that's what I'm saying. If you're asexual, you need to respect that there are other asexuals on the spectrum that may be vastly different to yourself in what they do and what they like. But that doesn't mean to say they're not a valid asexual. Yes, there are still people who scam and pretend they're asexual when they're not. And yes, people who are celibate aren't necessarily asexual. You can get asexual celibates, but you can also get celibates that are just celibate. They abstain from sex for whatever reason, but they still have the sexual need, want, desire. And that's what makes them not asexual and us asexual. You know, you can get people who are impotent and they're not asexual. They still would like to have sex. They still have a need or a want or an urge for it, but they can't physically, you know, do sex. And you can also get impotent asexuals that don't have a need, drive or want or like for sex, but they can't do that anyway. So everyone's different. You might come across someone who's got a disability and they can't have sex, but they still have the need, urge or want for sex. That doesn't make them asexual. But you may also get asexuals that have a disability too. So everyone is different. The fact that asexuals are asexuals is because they don't get the need, urge or want for sex. The full definition, however, of asexuality is a lack of sexual attraction and or little to no interest in sexual activities. Now, I'm strongly, the beginning part, I don't get a need, urge or want for sex, never have done, even with someone I love. I've never thought I want sex with anyone in my life. But I may still engage in some, what people might say is sexual activities if, for example, I like to touch in a sexual place. If, for example, I like to do some sexual stuff, as in touching, feeling, all that type of stuff. I'm not saying I do or I don't, but if I did, that would be seen as sexual activity. If, masturbation can be seen as a sexual activity with yourself. But yet, I might not, I don't get the need, urge or want for sex with anyone, and I never have to do that ever again in my life because I'm never with a heterosexual again now. I've got an asexual boyfriend, it's great. So you see, the full definitions and or little to no interest in sexual activities. So you could have both. You could be, not have the need, urge or want for sex, but you could also have no interest in sexual activities whatsoever. But you also could have no need, urge or want for sex, but you could, for example, like masturbating yourself, like mutual masturbation with a partner. Some asexuals might even have oral sex, They might not get the need, urge or want for physical intercourse, but they still might like oral sex and stuff like that. So, I know that might seem a bit far-fetched, but that's on the more sexual end of the asexual spectrum. And there are aromantics that don't ever want sex, not interested in asexual activity at all. But some aromantics, you might find that they have some sensual attraction, touching the arms, just feeling the body, And a sensual attraction is not the same as sexual, but it can still be sexual in behaviour to the standards of sexual people. You see, so this is where it all varies. So what I want to say to you is please embrace each other's diversity. Please realise that we are a huge spectrum and that everyone is valid on the asexual spectrum. That we have to be understanding of each other and we have to be accepting of each other. And realise that we're all individuals with our own little quirks. You might be totally against asexual sexual behaviour, but then you might have one kink that might be seen as sexual if a sexual person was to look at that and think that's sexual. Do you see what I'm saying? We're all different, but we're all completely valid. Don't beat yourself up over being you. It's okay to be you. There are even people that identify in the world as heterosexual and asexual. Get your head around that one. So you do have some people in the world that identify as both. Very interesting topic. Anyway, I hope that's given you some insight into the diversity across the spectrum. If you haven't got asexual perspectives booked yet and you love what I'm talking about, you want to know more about the diversity and celebrate it, and you just want to understand different perspectives, please click the link down below and get asexual perspectives. You can get it on digital format copy for less than the price of a latte. Less than the price of a latte. I took a year to write the book. It's a really good book and will answer pretty much all the asexual questions that you have. And any more you can just post down below and I'll answer them as quickly as I can. So until next time, embrace your quirky and each other's. Give for this video a thumbs up if you like it. Please share it with all your friends. Please share it with anyone who would like to know more, you think should know more. Don't forget to keep those thumbs up going. And I will see you on the next video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. and take care. I'll see you soon. Bye bye.